Good morning from Baraboo, Wisconsin. Welcome back to the Holiday Road Travel Vlog. We are at Devil's Lake State Park here in Wisconsin, Wisconsin's most popular state park. Over 2.6 million visitors a year. That's more than Mount Rushmore. So we were warned to get here early. We got here like 8:30, worried we get a spot, and there's plenty of parking spots. So it is May and it's a Sunday. So still get here early just to be safe, but we didn't have any problems. But we are doing the most popular hike in the park, which is the East Bluff Trailhead, or the East Bluff Trail, which starts at the North Shore Trailhead. So we're excited to get some amazing views. And I've got my little hiking partner. She's in here, ready to go. Blakely, you ready for a good hike? Yeah? Blakely, are you ready to hike? Are you ready to hike? Doesn't take long before you start getting these amazing views. Just really not too far up the beginning of the trail. Blakely, what do you think? What do you think of the view? So we've gotten ourselves lost again. If you've watched our previous videos, particularly me and Archie, as you know, it's not a new thing for me. It is the first time with a baby. We're on a trail, we're just on the wrong trail. So right now we're trying to backtrack because we're wondering why it was getting thicker and thicker to the point you could hardly walk through it when we read that this trail was pretty well paved. So we're backtracking now to try to find the correct trail. Right, Blakely? We found the, after an exhausting and time-consuming side journey, we have found the correct path to lead us back to these gorgeous views of Devil's Lake. That hike was awesome. We made it, we ran into this guy on the trail and he told us that not to go to Devil's Doorway that we wanted because it was overrated and it was super hard to get to, and to go to Balanced Rock instead. So I started heading down the trail to Balanced Rock, realized it was like straight down. I couldn't take a baby down there, so Blakely couldn't go with me. I was worried about getting back up, so we ended up skipping it. Well, the guy told us the wrong thing. So Devil's Doorway was the one that was pretty easy to get to, and I'm glad we did it because that was so cool. Definitely the highlight of the hike, from the start to the finish. So it took us about an hour and a half to get there to Devil's Doorway, but we took a lot of stops. On the way back, I feel like it only took us like 45 minutes or so. It's a pretty easy trail, it is. If you do want to go down to Balanced Rock, that's not so easy, but we skipped out on that with Blakely. But now we're gonna grab some lunch, have a little picnic here by the lake. We made a note about parking earlier. It is now about noon and there is not a spot to be had in this entire park. That goes for any of the lots. So definitely you want to get here earlier rather than later. It's well worth it to not have to worry about getting a spot. There's an awesome little cafe here right on the lake where you can get lunch and snacks and things like that. So I'm picking up a few things and then we're gonna have a picnic out next to the water. Lunch on the lake, and now we drove back to the town of Baraboo, Wisconsin, which really fun little coincidence we didn't realize when we planned this road trip is where the Ringling brothers settled back in the 1870s. So there is a huge complex called the Circus World Museum. It's all their old buildings, equipment. They do live shows. I'm really excited. This place is huge. It's like 15, 20 buildings or something like that. So we are heading here next for the day. This place is sick. So all summer long they have entertainment. They have a circus that runs. They've got a human cannonball that we're gonna go see. All of it's included with admission. We should have got here way sooner because I think we've only got like 3 or 4 hours. I don't think that's gonna be enough. So being that Baraboo is where the Ringling Brothers were from, this was the site of their first circus, and this is also where they housed all their winter quarters. So where they'd store the animals, spruce things up, make changes during the winter, and that's exactly what this is. This is all the original buildings where they stored everything. So really, really cool. And then they joined forces with Barnum and Bailey not too much longer after that, so they were the largest and the biggest circus in America. Ladies and gentlemen, the most recent attraction of the circus, the sexiest woman alive.
I don't know about that.
This was the original elephant house, which included a training ring. Three, two, one. Deanna, what were your thoughts on the human cannonball?
That was very impressive. It was more impressive than I thought it was going to be.
The main wagon pavilion is closed right now for mold issues. So they've temporarily set up some of the wagons in a big tent. So we're going to see those. I've heard that's one of the best parts of the museum. We're heading to the marquee attraction of Circus World, which is their actual hour-long circus that they run multiple times a day that's included with admission. So we're pumped. Guys, I'm going to tell you, you are not going to get a bang for your buck anywhere like here at Circus World. For $23 an adult, we just saw a whole circus, which was more than worth the cost of admission itself. There's like, I don't know, 15 or so museum buildings. It was an absolutely awesome experience. We didn't have time to go through all of it and watch everything in the 3.5 hours we were here before close. So we'll have to come back sometime. But totally unexpected how much we like this place. Really, really cool. So we're going to end our day here in the Baraboo area, head off to the next stop on our road trip, which is Minnesota and the Mall of America. So if you're not, make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you can follow the rest of our adventures. Hey babe, if you were a sideshow performer, what would your ability be?
I don't even know.